Welcome back. You with the Property Show. We'll take up your questions on Noida, Ghaziabad and Gurgaon in just a bit. But first, let's get you this report. Budget 2014 has put a smile on the faces of most realty companies. But is there reason for the buyers to smile too? While the tax sops have given some relief to the buyers, a big segment of buyers want to know if they will get possession of their long-delayed flats or not. Anjali Istwal finds out whether the central government's efforts to boost liquidity in the real estate sector, will they benefit the end user or not?
As the countdown for Diwali begins, Vivek Banerjee starts getting anxious. He's worried that he won't be able to keep the promise he made to his wife yet again. He promised a Diwali celebration in their own home, but the wait seems never ending. He's still waiting to get possession of the flat he booked in 2009 in JP Pavilion Heights.
JP की जो प्रॉमिस थी वो तो कभी पूरी हुई नहीं एंड हर एक महीने के शुरू में या हर एक महीने के हर एक प्रॉमिस पे मुझसे पूछा जाता अच्छा अपना घर कब मिल रहा है और फाइनली मैंने कहा कि ठीक है अगर इस बार उनके प्रॉमिस जैसा दिसंबर में उन्होंने पैवेलियन हाइट का पोजीशन बोला है अगर नहीं दिया तो मार्च में फिर हम वो घर ही भेज देंगे और फिर कहीं और घर में शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे.
There are thousands of home buyers like Vivek who might see a relief in this year's budget.
After the budget, hopes are high that liquidity will increase in real estate sector. Many of the buyers who are still waiting for the delivery of their flats because the projects they invested in got delayed because of lack of funding are hopeful that they might also benefit from additional funding. But where is this new capital going to be channelized? This still remains to be seen.
There are also, good companies really that are under liquidity constraints at the moment. If the general capital market positions improve, it's easier for them to raise money, it's easier for them to get bank finance, and then their projects can move forward amongst the portfolio of other projects as well. So liquidity is, it lifts all boats, as it says. When the tide comes in, it lifts all the boats.
While investing in such projects may sound lucrative considering the approvals are already in place and there is no gestation period, experts also caution against many hurdles.
You look at where does the project stand in terms of completion, approvals, etc., because you don't want to get into a project which is stuck for the wrong reasons, some regulatory issue or some litigation, some approval not taken, etc., or some issues of those kind. But if that's not the case, then you're going to be looking at the financial projections and how much more funding is required, from a construction standpoint to complete the project, how much more is to be collected from customers, how good is that collection going to be, how good are your so-called customers. There are many situations where they are investors and they're no longer interested in making further progress payments. So that analysis has to be done, and then you look at how much future cash flow is there, look at how much money you're going to put in and how you're going to be able to take that money out, because new money when it comes in insists on a lot of protection, saying we want to come out faster first, and then whatever is left in the end is typically what the developer.
Delays in residential projects is now a common phenomena. According to a report released in October last year by Jones Lang LaSalle India, 25% of home buyers in India have not got their homes on promised date. National Capital Region seems to be topping the list of defaulters in the country. Only 33% of the projects were delivered on time in Gurgaon last year, while in Noida, the figure fell down to 20%. Pune and Mumbai seem to have fared better, with 40% of the homes being delivered on time. Homeowners are hopeful that these numbers will improve next year as funding through various channels increases. FDI and REITs might prove to be instrumental in putting the much elusive keys of their homes in their hands. From New Delhi, Anjali Istwal for NDTV.
Moving on to your Q&As, we have an email by Tripta Kishore. Tripta writes, my query is regarding property investment in Noida. Budget is 70 to 75 lakhs. Want to invest in a 2.5 to 3 BHK. I do not want to invest in Greater Noida or Noida Extension. I'm okay if I get possession of the flat in a year or two. What properties do you suggest in Noida?
So we would recommend sector 79 and 119 for this requirement, where the weighted average price is 5150 rupees a square foot. These are the upcoming sectors in Noida, where the supply is quite a bit, of actually 51,000 units, and 10,000 units are already available in this 75 projects. So a lot of choices to be made.
Right.
36% has been the price appreciation here, or 15% on an annualized basis, which is a very good price appreciation now, and will continue that way. But there is a lot of supply. Project Lotus Green City is in sector 79. This is 4,500 rupees a square foot, getting ready in 2018. Unlike the whole upcoming region, sector 79 is a low density zone, and the region has been identified as a recreational green zone in the master plan of 2030. So this is a good project from a location standpoint. Then Ashiana Homes by Ashiana Housing. This is also in sector 79. Project is a pre-launch. Ashiana is yet to disclose the name of the project. Spread over 5 acres, 550 units. Noida City Centre metro station is 6 kilometers, and proposed metro station sector 78 is going to be only 1 kilometer away. Inspire by Electrico Infrastructure, sector 119, available from the resale market. Early stages of construction is likely to be completed in 2016. Nearest metro in Noida City Centre, approximately 6 kilometers away, and developer has 2 other projects in this project called Magnolia Park and Amantran on the said land parcel, of which Amantran is partially delivered.
Okay, Tripta giving you 3 recommendations across Noida Expressway sectors 79 and 119. 79 will benefit from the proposed metro station, which is to come up in sector 78, and the project in sector 119 benefits from the new link road that is being constructed between Noida and the NH24 of Ghaziabad. Projects to look at: Lotus Green City by Lotus Greens Developer, Ashiana Homes by Ashiana Housing, and Inspire by Eldeco Infrastructure. We now have Nihal Puri on the line with us. Hi Nihal, how can we help you?
Yeah, hi Vasudha. I am from Pune and soon will be transferred to Delhi, Connaught Place. And I already have a 2 BHK of 1170 square feet flat in Ghaziabad in Pearl Court in Ramprastha Township. But I'm unaware about this area, so I would like to suggest me, should I sell the property and buy a property somewhere in Delhi?
Okay. So, already holds a property in Ghaziabad. This, I believe, is Vaishali. Would be moving to Delhi soon. Should he reinvest or hold on to this?
Delhi will be quite unaffordable at these price points.
Right.
So we would definitely recommend him to hold on to this project. It's a part of a 100-acre township. Pearl Court is spread across 7 acres in this township as such. At this rate, your 2 BHK will be valued at about 77 odd lakhs. The infrastructure is very good. There's a metro station close by which will get you to Delhi in no time. Project is 17 kilometers from your workplace and has direct connectivity. So I don't think you should look at exiting this project at this point in time. Coming to some key data points over here. Hardly any availability on the ready market, so 6650 is the weighted average price of the market, and this project is exactly in line with the weighted average price, slightly lower though. Price appreciation has been 13% on an annualized basis, so it will continue to grow at this pace going forward as well.
Samir, compared to Ghaziabad's other micro markets, Vaishali and Indirapuram, these markets are comparatively better planned and don't face much of the traffic bottlenecks which other micro markets face. So, if he already has a property, you would not even recommend him to maybe reinvest in Noida. If he has a property in Vaishali, that's a good enough bet.
Well, he wants to exit this property and then look at buying some other property.
Yeah.
And from office point of view, Vaishali would be will have better proximity and is a ready lived-in property which he can move on to.
And it's a good market for us.
It's a very good market. It's doing reasonably well. It's a part of a large township, so he benefits from the amenities of the large township as well.
Okay. Nihal, so clearly hold on to Pearl Court by Ramprastha in Vaishali. Vaishali is a sought-after market in Ghaziabad, and you have direct metro connectivity to Connaught Place in Delhi, where you will be moving to soon. So good connectivity, and the project also has all amenities and social infrastructure. Next, Nitesh Jain joins us. Hi Nitesh, how can we help you?
Hi everyone.
Go ahead, what's your question?
My question is basically I'm looking for a property here in Gurgaon. My budget is limited to 85 lakhs. The budget may grow, 5% to 10%. I'm looking for 2 BHK, 3 BHK flat here. Three properties I have identified, and the basic constraint which I found here is the possession sometimes get delayed. Some of the broker, whether it is DLF or any big shot, 5 years if they are committing, then it goes up to 7 years or 8 years. So that is the concern area, So these three properties which I have finalized is CST Avenue 71, CST 84, and third one is Monsoon Breeze Phase 1. So I am a bit confused which one I have to go for in terms of, I will be shifting there.
All right, Nitesh, unfortunately, a delay of at least 12 months you need to factor in for a market like Gurgaon. But Sameer, projects he's talking about, Monsoon Breeze, Space Privy, CHT Avenue, looking for a property in Gurgaon, Sona Road or New Gurgaon, 85 lakhs.
From our side, we would recommend Monsoon Breeze by Umang Realtek. This project is actually in two phases. Phase 1 being delivered and 95 families have already been staying there. 500 meters away from Wilden Wet Resort and 7 kilometers from the ITC golf course. Project has good amenities including social infrastructure through in-house shops, and this project is coming at 5,100 rupees a square foot. This is available in the resale market. CHT Avenue 71 by CHT developers is slightly more expensive. This is at 6,200 to 6,400 rupees. It is the only drawback is it's opposite an operational STP, and that machineries can be seen through the windows. So that could be a reason why this is also on the weighted average price scale slightly cheaper from this sector point of view. The weighted average price of the market over here is 6,000 rupees a square foot, and the inventory overhang is 15 odd months. Price appreciation in these micro markets has been witnessed at 14.6%. We've got one more recommendation for you, Tulip Orange. This is sector 6970, again trading between 6,200 to 6,400. It's a ready to move in project, so no execution delay. And operational Tulip shopping complex is for daily needs is in the vicinity. It's inside the complex actually, and 300 families have already shifted in. A 24-meter wide road adjacent to Tulip Orange project and getting connected to the southern peripheral road will further provide this with much better connectivity going forward.
All right, on that note, we need to take a small commercial break, but the property show will return in just a bit. We'll look at Chennai's GST Road. Best projects coming up in just a bit. Also on the other side, the best mid-budget deals in India's IT city, Bangalore.